I think what you just underlined there is so crucial for people. And that is that our mindsets really do impact our physiology. I mean, I know this from my personal experience, and I've seen this in people around the world that stress has become our biggest killer. And I think when people think stress, they're like, what are you talking about? I don't understand what this means. But it's literally the poison that your brain is starting to feed your body, and it leads to heart attacks, it leads to obesity, it leads to different things that are still getting diagnosed as we go. So I love, love, love that you made that connection and you realize that, hey, if I keep this up here and I keep this in here, my body, I'm literally poisoning my body.
Yeah. And some of that may be rewriting of history in small ways for me, to be honest, Candace, because I have historically been very disconnected from the stress in my body. Like I've not recognized when I was feeling anxiety. It's only as an adult, really, and I mean almost fully formed adult, because we're never fully formed until the last day. And that's as fully formed as we're ever going to get. But for me, it's been like in the past, call it 5 years, that I have really come to the knowing that I feel stress in my body before I know that I am experiencing stress mentally. Right? Like it's kind of weird, but I think it is a very, maybe it's a waspy sort of like shutting things off sort of thing. I don't know. But as a teenager, I experienced it, where I went through a period of like a short period of time, a number of months, but I experienced psoriasis in a really extreme bad way. And then I went on this school trip, and when I came back, it went away. So in retrospect, I was feeling stress leading up to this trip, and physically it came out in my body. But did I know that I was feeling stressed? No, I didn't, right? And then when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, when I was coming out, I had an experience with hives. My entire body from my neck down was covered with hives. I was on really heavy antihistamines and medication. I would get up in the night to take it because I had to take it every 3 hours. And it wasn't until I sat down with a really incredible doctor, who is the father of a good friend of mine, and he asked me a very simple question. He asked me a number of questions, but it wasn't until he said, "How is everything in your relationship?" that I was like, oh my God, I'm gay. And this is that, right? And then even in my 40s, I ended up with a physical ailment, like a motility disorder, where I couldn't swallow properly, and I lost a whole bunch of weight. And I saw all kinds of specialists, and they all asked me the same thing about my stress. And I was like, no, I'm good. It's all good. I don't have any stress. Of course I had stress. Of course that's what was going on. Right? So, it's not an entirely rewriting of the history that I knew that I needed to do that, but I did know, like there was an inner knowing. There was something that said, you have to let go of the heaviness and step into the joy if you really want to live your life and be like fully present for it and fully feeling it and in a good place with it.